Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
FDR addresses his audience to show respect and to be professional. He intends to state the facts of the occurrences that had taken place the day before. FDR needs to present the facts and details in a serious manner, this being an extremely serious occasion.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation and, at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government and its emperor looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific.
Here, FDR presents the event that has occurred. The following parts of his speech continue to give the facts and background of the attack.
Indeed, 1 hour after Japanese air squadrons had commenced bombing in the American island of Oahu, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message. And while this reply stated that it seemed useless to continue the existing diplomatic negotiations, it contained no threat or hint of war or of armed attack. It will be recorded that the distance of Hawaii from Japan makes it obvious that the attack was deliberately planned many days or even weeks ago. During the intervening time, the Japanese government has deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope for continued peace.
FDR moves on at this point, more addressing the nation's citizens, informing them of the damages and casualties. He does this to appeal to their humanity and need to defend themselves.
The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. In addition, American ships have been reported torpedoed on the high seas between San Francisco and Honolulu. Yesterday, the Japanese government also launched an attack against Malaya. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Hong Kong. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Philippine Islands. Last night, the Japanese attacked Wake Island. And this morning, the Japanese attacked Midway Island.
FDR utilizes the effect of an anaphora in the previous section of his speech. This creates a repetitive pattern that stands out to the audience, staying with them. The repetitive pattern, combined with a listing of Japan's offenses, creates the rushed, ambushed feeling of being attacked. This is a psychological attempt to push the nation into self-defense.
Japan has, therefore, undertaken a surprise offense extending throughout the Pacific area. The facts of yesterday and today speak for themselves. The people of the United States have already formed their opinions and well understand the implications to the very life and safety of our nation.
By stating that the citizens of the U.S. know what they want and understand the consequences, he is placing himself in a position of understanding. He's making a connection with the American people, not as a president, but as a fellow person. This gains a sense of trust, making the citizens more applicable to his decision to join the war. He also presents himself in a way that shows he has the same moral values as the U.S. citizens, that he is concerned for the life and safety of the U.S. This also gains the trust of the audience.
As Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, I have directed that all measures be taken for our defense, but always with our whole nation remember the character of the onslaught against us.
FDR states his authority on the matter by stating his position as President of the United States. He also begins to use words such as our and us. This creates a sense of unity between himself and the nation, stepping onto the same level as them to show he has their interest in mind.
No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people, in their righteous might, will win through to absolute victory.
FDR now switches back to using the phrase, the American people, to promote a sense of patriotism. He also achieves this by stating, in their righteous might will win.
I believe that I interpret the will of the Congress and of the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the uttermost, but will make it very certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us. Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our people, our territory, and our interests are in grave danger.
Previously, FDR inserts the use of another anaphora. This time it is used to create a feeling of danger and to bring out the natural instinct to defend oneself and what they hold dear.
With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
FDR attempts to once again appeal to the United States citizens and government's patriotic feelings, hoping to spark their defensive side and provoke them to go to war.
I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
FDR demonizes the Japanese in order to tie a sense of distrust and anger to them from the American people. This is another attempt to spark their desire to go to war and defend themselves.